Hey there, Taurus. Let's do a financial reading, about career, finances, investments. Yes, I'm still going to be doing your love readings, but I thought since I just did some love readings earlier this week, why not have some financial readings? Just as a reminder, though, for those of you who are interested, I do have to disclose that these readings are for entertainment purposes and do not replace financial advice, legal advice, professional advice of any kind. And as long as you're okay with that, then you know me. We like to look into these kind of things. We have a lot of fun with the financial readings. So I've got them laid out. What's going on for Tauruses? Wow. Can I first say that you got the Ten of Pentacles in here? That's a money energy if I do say so myself. But let's just look at the picture. Look, this is the Gustave Doré Tarot deck. Beautiful depictions, but Based off of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, so the translations or interpretations are going to be the same. And if you look at this picture, as much as it's very antique, it's kind of got that antiquity flair to it, you can see that this is people together. People listening with wisdom. This elderly lady who's come together with her children. You don't have to be elderly, by the way. I'm just describing the picture on the front of the cards. Traditionally in tarot, in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, what is over top of this image is 10 big money coins. And unity and coming together. This is a card that indicates that people are going to start coming together with a sense of wisdom that helps them in their wisdom to create financial stability and security. That's what the Ten of Pentacles is. In the traditional tarot, if I was to grab it here, the depiction is so good. This is the original deck, by the way. I'm just going to grab that so that I can paint the picture for you, because the Ten of Pentacles has a great depiction of stability. There's an archway that exists on the card and two houses that have joined together, people who have joined together, finances that are coming together. Like, it's no wonder in the depiction of the Ten of Pentacles, it's one of tarot readers' favorite cards to get because there's so much balance. There's so much payoff that has happened for you. And it all begins with the way that you foundationally set things up. The people that you're with working together. The tools and the resources that you have to build everything steady coming together. I feel like it's going to be the very last card in my deck here. I'm still looking for it to show you the beautiful picture of it. I know I'm grabbing another deck, but it's just such a nice deck. I love the original Rider-Waite-Smith deck. You guys know that. There it is. There she be. Look at this. Look at the energy of it. Tell me that's not the epitome of togetherness, stability. Watch. First off, hello money in the Tree of Life energy. Here's the archway of your stability, built perfectly from the foundation stones up. Here's the two towers in this family crest, signifying a time when family can actually come together. The people that you're with, the houses move together and join with each other. Even here in this little banner depiction, it is two boats that are journeying together. Two people who have come together. Two dogs representing purity and compassion. The elderly image of wisdom, just like the elderly woman on this Ten of Pentacles. The grapes that are grown here, that signify growth in the family. The vine, right? The vine of the fruits of your labors, right? And then the perfectly delicate balance of black and white, light and dark that you have worked through in your history, building you to the position that you are now. That's the thing is about the Ten of Pentacles is it's the manifestation of potential in the real three-dimensional world. It is when you take all of the Cups cards, your emotions, the Swords cards, your intellect, and the Wands cards, your willpower and your creativity, and you turn them into something in the world around you. That's the Pentacles. That's beautiful. Stability and security is the name of the game. Now, what's interesting with this here is on the outskirts of this reading is the Six of Wands in the reversal. That's a card of previous difficulties where there almost felt like there was a situation that you were so close to becoming victorious in, and then it's like something crumbled or fell over. There's a depiction on this card of almost like this camel-like energy. On the original Rider-Waite-Smith, it is a horse, but the horse is covered in a green drape, and the horse has the ability to trip over the drape if they're not careful. If they don't watch out for what they say or what they do, then something in their stability, something in the people who recognize them, all of a sudden end up falling. They stumble in front of all of these people. The Six of Wands is recognition. When people are looking at you from around you and they're seeing your victory, but in the reversal, it insinuates that there was people viewed something that you did in a way where they thought it was incorrect. They didn't like your reputation. This could be for some of you, maybe a boss or a coworker who didn't like the way you were doing things. This could be with the Ten of Pentacles cards. This could be stability in family, and you had family members who were looking at you a certain way and like almost like watching a downfall, or that what they thought was a downfall, because it's a card of anti-recognition. You want to have recognition from your peers. You want to have recognition from the people around you. But in the reversal, the Six of Wands indicates there was difficulty doing that. Sometimes that even shows up where you've been trying to hand out a resume, and you've been handing them out to all these different locations, and somebody hasn't been recognizing you the way that you know you deserve to be. Maybe your resumes were getting cast to the side. Whatever it is, for some reason, it feels like there were people whose eyes were on you. And suddenly, from that situation, that could have even caused a tower moment. With the tower moment here, it could have felt like something crumbled and people were witness to it. People watched your life in some way, and they weren't there to necessarily support. Well, those are on the outskirts of the reading. On the inside of the reading is you win and you get justice. Let me say that again. You win stability, recognition, financial security. Things are good to go. It doesn't mean that you've just won the lottery. Stability and foundational stability isn't just like a lottery win. Doesn't happen because you've foundationally built something. Lottery wins don't require foundation. That just happens. You know what I mean? That's you getting the top of the cake before you've ever built the bottom of it. If you win the lottery, you got to go use it to build a foundation. So I'm not talking super, super huge financial wins, but I'm talking the ones that are so stable and so foundationally well that you get to breathe a sigh of relief and you're like, okay, I did it. I'm finally here. I don't have to worry about this part of the bill, or I don't have to worry about this, because everything is running smoothly and kosher. And then justice. If there was some kind of an injustice in the past with the Tower energy, or people who were not recognizing you effectively, the Justice card insinuates you are going to get recognized. Because the Justice card, it's the card of institutions. This means for some of you, if you've handed out a resume to a certain job, that job is going to say, I justly recognize that this person is capable. They are balanced enough to do this job. You gain the recognition. That's what happens in the institution of court, because the court, it's a justice card, right? The justice card is about courts and institutions. Like I'm talking real court buildings, where police go, that kind of thing, you know. In the picture itself, that's what it's about. So we can understand when you're in a court building, it has to do with somebody looking at you and recognizing you for your qualities. So you have two cards that are talking about people recognizing you. That's why I'm saying this theme is here. So for some of you, when it's not dealing with a court building, then it's recognition somewhere in an institution or a structure. Institution or structures can be like a job or an employer recognizing you and seeing that you have what it takes to, be in a certain job. For those of you who are dealing with negotiations or contracts, you could have a representative who's looking at you, or a legal professional who's looking at you and saying, hey, I recognize that this person has what it takes. I mean, it is the Justice card. So some of you, this balance may actually happen in a court situation. There could be some kind of a legal contract, or even mediation. There could have been agreements between representatives, and between the sides of the justice system, mediation occurs and you get recognized, no longer as tripping up over yourself, but instead balanced out and stable and functional. Now remember, families are also miniature versions of your own institutions, right? Just like a school. Even that, for some of you, it could be education, family systems, education systems. These are all places where people in positions of authority, the kings or the queens above you, you could say, metaphorically speaking, all of a sudden recognize you for your efforts, seeing that you've done your hard work. In terms of education, I bring that up because the Tower card historically is the card that goes against the Hierophant. It tears down the Hierophant. The tower itself is a picture of a building. So both the Hierophant and the Tower card and the Justice card all represent institutions. And school, that's an institution. Your career, your office building, those are institutions. You see what I'm saying? So for Tauruses, what you're going to likely deal with is a previous difficulty being rectified somewhere in the degree of institutions, contracts, or the basic foundational institution of your home where things start to get steady and balanced, like the scales of justice held by that beautiful Justice card. What a winning energy for you guys. I think that's great. Again, it's not a lottery win. It's a breath of relief win. That's the vibe here. So I'm going to leave you off with that. That's a great vibe. I'm going to leave you off with that, and I'm going to go head over to TikTok, where for my TikTok members, anybody who wants to subscribe to a monthly membership, I'm going to do a little bit more of a financial reading. I gave you guys a free financial reading for the month of February here, but over on TikTok, I'm actually going to break it down week by week. And so I got some unlockable videos over there. And don't worry, I'm not going to forget about doing love readings. I'm going to go over to TikTok and I'm going to put up some free love readings. How about that? We're going to do some what does your person think of you readings over on my TikTok. Anybody ever wants to find my TikTok, just hit the link in my bio. All the information is there. And then, oh yeah, if anybody does want a private reading like this, I've got 2 questions for $20. The same day that you order one of those readings at the link in my bio for the 2 questions for $20 is the same day that I send you back that video reading. So that's what I'm doing. And if you don't want anything tarot, come hang out with me on Instagram or Facebook, where I just post like random things. I'm not like a blogger person. I'm just like, hey, I just ate a sandwich. Like, how are you guys doing today? You know, oh, here's a picture of my kids. I'm a whole ass human, right? I'm just a regular person. I just happen to have a good gift of tarot, a lot of study in it, and 20 years of Gnosticism behind me to do what I do here for you guys, and then be my regular self over on Facebook and Instagram. If you want to find me over there, I'm the only Linny D who has green hair in her profile picture, so I'm really easy to find. And I'll leave you off with that. Thank you very much, and ciao for now.